Meanwhile, foreign relations are in focus as President Trump juggles a growing list of global challenges, from trade dispute with China to the war in Iran.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy has this story. Peter.
Good morning. The Treasury Department is taking over the Iran war from the Pentagon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is apparently telling American allies in the Gulf and in the Middle East that there aren't going to be any more big military strikes against the Iranians anytime soon, as the focus shifts to economic pressure. That is according to Axios, and that is as President Trump posts on Truth Social. I've just been informed by the United States Navy that all mines have been removed and or detonated from within the international waters of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed. Iran ally Russia just got a rare visit from the CIA director, John Ratcliffe. The CIA's jet was in Moscow. There's a lot that we don't know about the agenda, but the U.S. is still trying to stop Russia from sending weapons to Iran and end the Ukraine-Russia war and talk Russia out of future incursions elsewhere in Europe. Closer to home, Canada is retaliating against the United States with some new tariffs, 50% on American steel and aluminum products, 25% on American dairy, fish, and seafood, and 15% on select farm equipment and machinery, up to $20 billion. Prime Minister Carney says in the face of unjustified American tariffs, Canadians have shown resolve, purpose, and strength. President Trump was asked if this all happened because the Canadians moved the goalposts during negotiations. The president says, that sounds like me. They have to pay a fair amount. And if they don't pay a fair amount, we won't make a deal. That's fine. And now the president has a new idea for payback. He posted, the United States is giving serious consideration to changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, in that we don't expect to be doing business with Ontario any longer. The president did this a couple months ago with the Gulf of Mexico. No reason that to expect him not to at least try with Lake Ontario. And when you talk to folks around here, all the way on up to the president, they will tell you that he thinks the hardest country to deal with is not somebody that we're at war with, for example. It is Canada. Back to you.
Hey, Peter, is there a reason to think that maybe the door's still open because most of the tariffs go into play in January and they'll wait until September 8th in Canada? Do you get the sense that both sides could reapproach?
Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of what we saw with Liberation Day. President Trump wants to go with maximum pressure, economic pressure, to make these countries that he thinks have been getting away with murder in their trade deficits with the United States, to make them come to the table and say, okay, we will try not to take quite so much.
Gotcha. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, Peter.
A lot at stake.
Yep.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.